Right, so, hey, it's astrology time. Shane here, daily-astrocat.com. And what do we got going on for you? Monday, the 29th of December. A couple days left to the year of 2025, right? So what do we got? What do we got? Well, let's take a look at it. Look, the moon enters Taurus here at 6:57 in the morning here on the East Coast. Now, you know I love the moon and earth signs for Mondays. I just do. It's something that's just, it's unbelievable. It makes you want to dig right in and get things done. It's a good practical energy. It's a great way to begin the work week, even though it's an abbreviated work week. Thank goodness, right? And look, there's no way that we can avoid this end of the year stuff, right? You see it all over the place. I'm even getting it on my social media feeds. Look, many of the tools that I use, going to list some, right? YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Yep. Those are the social media ones. Adobe Express and Adobe Rush, Canva, Ableton Live, and Google Drive and Photos are compiling year-end reviews for us, right? Now, some of them are doing it, right? Ableton, not so much. But, we got that stuff there. I actually used the one for TikTok because I love the brief glimpses of the posts I made for the year, especially the year of the snake. I like that one a lot. So that was kind of a hybrid one where I used the textures and stuff. I can't remember how I did that, but this is the problem with technology, right? I know it involved transparencies, okay? I know that I did that, and there's two images superimposed on each other. Now we'd be letting AI do it for us, but I did it all by hand back about a year ago. So anyway, look, I use these tools every day, okay? Everything that I listed right there, I'm posting on, and using every day just for daily-astrocat.com, just for this podcast, this show, this whatever you want to call it. Now, there may be a slight refresh coming in the next few weeks because that follows the astrology. Okay, the astrology is for us to be doing some things. In fact, look, we're going to be reviewing communications because we're going to have Mercury entering Capricorn. But Mercury's also square Saturn today. So we've got all these communication issues now. We're going to list this for you pretty soon because I want to keep on going back to those fundamentals, because this isn't just about claiming energy and saying, oh, I want that energy. This is about educating and just letting you know more about astrology and just adding to that knowledge that you already have and reinforcing it by some forms of repetition as well. So Mercury squaring Saturn squares, those are oppositions, right? Those are difficult aspects between two planets, right? Saturn's always asking us for more, right? It's the structures, the boundaries, it's the obligations. What do we need to do with our communication? What do we need to do to step it up a little bit, okay? And look, this is the main obstacle. Okay, Mercury squaring Saturn is the main obstacle to the season and this time of year today, right? Mercury resets on the 1st, however, when he enters Capricorn. So we're going to be ditching what doesn't work, and we need to prepare to move on. And our keyword is claiming, because I want to get to that claiming bit too, because we need to claim some of this energy. Otherwise, it's not going to work for us, right? If we don't really take what's said here and like grab onto a nugget of it or something like that, the day can get out of control. It can just go in a direction that you don't want it to go in, where if you know where the flow's going, you can get into that flow and you'll just go into it a little bit more seamlessly. Okay, it's not telling you what your future is. It's telling you where to best utilize, where to best spend your energy. And the color is candlelight on wood. Now, we have the moon in Taurus matching the vibe of the sun and Venus in Capricorn, okay? Earth energy, practical energy. We had that Aries energy yesterday, and it worked. I found that it worked. Aries moons work for me. They work for some of you out there. Now, if you're on vacation, okay, so first of all, it's an abbreviated work week, okay? So welcome to it. If you're on vacation, today is the day we will get projects we may have been putting off done, okay? So those honeydew projects and stuff like that around the house. Yeah. Or, maybe you're just on a serious vacation rather than a staycation. get some stuff done. Now, Venus is usually a little extravagant. We're finding that we're in a place where we're going to have to curtail some of that rampant desire that we experienced at the end of the Scorpio season and that carried into the Sagittarius season. That's because everything was, towards the end of Scorpio season, was with Black Moon Lilith. And Black Moon Lilith will not be tied down. She will not. That's your own dog, right? That's something where you're just like going to go for something because you can do it, right? Yep, nobody's going to tell you what to do. That way, okay. Now, we're done with that. Got to bring it in, right? Because, New Year, we start a serious start, right? A lot of people do resolutions, diets, and stuff like that. You're going to see that stuff all over the place, right? Yeah. And so what's going to happen, though, is that we're going to use our energy with a singular focus, and we're going to use it to produce results. That's Mars in Capricorn. Those actions carry a little bit of extra weight because Mars likes it in Capricorn. Focus. That's what it does. It allows us to focus. Focus. I need you to focus. I said that to my grandson the other day, and he goes, I will focus. Yes, he liked that word. I need you to focus and listen to me. All right. So, Mercury. Okay. Mercury, the planet that governs our communication, logic, reason, dexterity, speech, writing, wit, cleverness, the nervous system, siblings, and neighbors. Did you get all that stuff down? Yeah, that's what Mercury can govern, represent, right? Okay. It's beginning to square Saturn, as did the Sun and Venus. So, Sun and Venus have already been here and done that, right? This is a checkpoint that offers us the perfect opportunity to assess the depth and quality of what it is we offer to the world through our writing, through our communication, through our, our wit. All right. So, look, this is mostly concerned with the 3D career stuff, but with Saturn and Pisces, this can also run much deeper. Have you been ignoring messages from your spirit guides? To one point. And are you expressing yourself in an authentic fashion? All right. This stuff matters, and is only by adopting a more genuine and carefully vetted approach that you will avoid the people who are blocking accounts that use AI discriminately. There's one point right there, right? Yep, you can be doing that because that gets old fast, and they jump around, and it's just silly. So we're ready to get into the nuts and bolts of things that will affect our level of comfort in the coming year. All right? Calendar years are funny things. They're a man-made construct. Yet when they occur, they almost always are accompanied by a planetary shift that accentuates the quote-unquote new feeling, right? Air quotes. All right, so I don't have two hands to do the air quotes, but because I'm holding a microphone, because I'd like this microphone because it sounds better. AstroCat listeners know that we experience this feeling as the sun changes signs every single month, right? Yes, so we get that kind of new feeling as the sun passes into a new sign. Accompanying this new year, we have Mercury entering Capricorn. So leaving Sagittarius for Capricorn. That's a nice shift, right? That's going to give us a shift, a little more serious shift away from the pushing out there of Sagittarius, that exploration and that thirst for knowledge and stuff like that. Now we need to put that knowledge to use, and that's really what we're going to be focusing on, especially with Mars being so focused and so focused. Yeah, I like that word, focused. Should have been the key word, really, but claim the focus. Okay, claim the focus. Oh boy, no, I need to focus. Look, and so there's a time when people talk. This is the time of year, right around now, where people start talking a big game about their changes, right? Oh, what they're going to give up, what they're going to do, what they're going to be doing, or we're conditioned to believe that that's what's supposed to happen. Okay, now. We feel good about this, though, and we feel good about this heading into the work week, all right? Because people want to implement some changes, right? Yeah, you'll talk about it. Look, what you need to do, though, is you need to make sure that you're keyed on this end of the year stuff for your work purposes, your 3D work purposes. And, it's another short week, so you got to get stuff done early. Okay, so, hey, take positive action and make the next few days really count. And you can feel the focus of Mars in Capricorn. There you go. Claim that word, focus. It requires a lot of work, a well-thought-out approach, and a drive to be constantly improving on how we deliver on our intentions. And that's really what we want to deliver on. We want to deliver on our intentions. This works in both our 3D and 5D realities. Claim this energy today, the focus. All right, so my intention for you is prosperity. My intention for you is creativity. In 1782, the first nautical almanac in the United States was published by Samuel Stearns in Boston, Massachusetts. Now, Samuel Stearns was he was an American astronomer, a medical doctor, writer, and publisher. His sister, interestingly enough, married William Herschel, the astronomer. Well, Herschel, that's the guy that discovered Uranus. So, very interesting. And our birth is in 1952, Gelsey Kirkland. She's an American ballerina. She was in the Nutcracker, and she's born in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. She's most famous for playing the role of Clara in a 1977 televised Nutcracker with Mikhail Baryshnikov. And that's all I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for coming by. I am long-winded today. There you go. Making sure I'm getting my points across with that Mercury squaring Saturn. Got to slow it down. Got to make sure we're reinforcing the points. Very good, Shane. Appreciate and love every single one of you. If you like the more information, let me know. If it's too much, let me know. Drop a comment. I always comment back. Appreciate and love every single one of you. Today is the 6th. Happy astrocatting.